Hello everyone, just a quick overview of the 7.0 update. That took me a little bit surprised because I didn't actually get a heads up from Wargaming on this one. I think everyone's still sort of on vacation, so I'm a little late, sorry for that. But let's go through the 7.0 update and see what's new and noteworthy. You might spot something suspiciously aircraft carrier-y with something suspiciously jet-powered on it. Yeah, I think you know what's coming. But let's go through. First of all, more collection books. Collection books are nice because they effectively give you free stuff at times, which I always am a fan of. This one, titles, portraits, and frames. So this is purely decorative. And the other one, title, portrait, frame. Yeah. Okay. So we're getting decorative stuff. That's fine. Now, the premium ship shop update. This is mildly awkward because I actually have, I'll be on vacation in the coming weeks, and I have actually a video queued up for, I believe, next Saturday, where I do a comparison between the ship shops in World of Warships Blitz and World of Warships Legends. And one of my key takeaways is that we really should have more premium ships for direct sale for gold in the ship shop in World of Warships Blitz. Which is sort of obsolete now because they just did that. So, yeah, while I completely applaud this approach, at the same time, it means I have to re-record that video somehow for next week. I'll try to get it done, otherwise I'll have to pull it and do it at a later stage. But yeah, this is great. Plus, at the moment, everything's 10% off, which is also nice. So if you want a premium ship and you have gold, or want to purchase gold, and you do not want to use gambling mechanics, there is now a larger amount of premium ships available in the ship shop. It says over 60 ships. I haven't looked personally yet, but that sounds very promising. Brand new tutorial. Wargaming's trying to get me out of business, isn't it? I actually have to check that out with a new account at some point, but because it does say that it covers fundamental aspects such as battle strategies. We did have a video series about battle strategies a while back, and I think Sly47 made a very, very watch-worthy series of videos about these. They're hilarious, so I can thoroughly recommend looking for those on his channel if you want to have a good laugh. So, but I'll be checking that out at some point, and we'll see what they've come up with. More frames, more titles, more decorative stuff. So that's all. We can all skip over that pretty much. New techline additions. What do we have here? European destroyers. By the looks of it, we're getting non-Swedish destroyers, which makes sense because we already have all the Swedish destroyers. We're getting something that I don't recognize. The Grom, that one I recognize. That's a Polish one. And by the looks of it, we are getting somewhat larger, like destroyer leaders. There's a lot of French design mention. So we'll see what kind of twist they're putting onto these. And that little foray into the scout cruiser territory, we'll see what that's all going to be looking like. But new tech tree line, that's nice. More ships, more things for free. Premium ships, we're getting a... I'm not sure what that is. That's probably not a real thing. The Eastern Dragon, it's a Miyoko, but with different things. And there's another one, and that's also a Miyoko. Okay, sure. We'll see. It's some form of premium Miyoko variants, probably on the Pan-Asian tech tree. So we'll see what comes out of that. A French cruiser. The Renown is back, but up tiered to tier 7. So we'll see what they've done on that one. Probably better AA. British Premium Cruiser, that's a heavy cruiser, okay, tier 8. And we're getting the Illinois. Now that's an interesting one, because apparently the idea here is to put effectively a battleship with a Des Moines guns. So that might be interesting. And then we have a premium cruiser on the Pan-Asian line from the 2nd and 3rd century AD. Now, look, Wargaming, I'm used to I'm used to 1950s designs, okay? I can accept something that survived into the 1970s, but 3rd century? Okay. Sure. Solid leather covered side. Yeah, I'm allowing archers to fire from behind cover. Okay, this has to be it's not yet April, right? This has to be a joke. But it's a tier 9, and we've got another one. From the Han Dynasty. Yeah, sure. It was meant for boarding parties. Well, it's probably a brawler then. But are we going to see boarding as a ship skill? You have to charge that up like a command instruction. Yeah, these are obviously special ships, and I'm making very big air quotes here with my fingers that you can't see. That I will probably ignore. We get a tier 10 premium destroyer. What is that thing? Looks like something Soviet, built by the People's Republic. And here's the thing that everyone's been waiting for. Jet planes on a British aircraft carrier at tier 10. So yes, there has been sufficient wailing and gnashing of teeth in comments and on Discord already. I don't know. I've sort of said it on Discord. I personally don't really feel, I'm going to get torn apart here for that in the comments. I'm personally not really feeling the threat from the aircraft carriers all that much, and usually I do get focused quite a bit by things. So I don't know. Maybe it's just carriers don't like focusing me. I don't know. But personally, I haven't really suffered an inordinate amount in higher tiers from aircraft carriers that I would say this makes the game unplayable. So we shall see what the Eagle is adding that the FDR isn't already doing, and how bad it's going to get. I will be making probably some more carrier-focused games videos once the whole thing out. Not from the playing the carrier. Don't worry, I won't be playing aircraft carriers, but I will be on the receiving end of aircraft carriers and see if I can, see what we can do if a carrier comes after us. A black Rhone, because the normal Rhone, obviously we needed a black version of that. What is it with black tier 9s? And a black Vladivostok, okay. A bunch of unique camos. Can we actually see the 3rd century ship? No, this is the new destroyer line. This is the French cruiser thingy. That's Renown. That's the British heavy cruiser. That looks suspiciously Japanese from the turret layout. And that's the destroyer. That's the Illinois. What can we see on the Illinois? What is this? Is this quads or quintuple guns? This could be. It's difficult for me to tell on the phone screen. Sun shining on it. No, this looks more like quad guns. So what 16 Des Moines guns or something like that on an Iowa hull. We'll see how well that's working. And yeah, everybody's favorite upcoming menace, the Eagle. And that's Tiger 59, the dude, where are my guns cruiser. Okay, that's it. We get a legendary Pan-Asian commander, which is a battleship commander. So obviously that's meant for the premium battleships. And a couple of epic Pan-Asian shenanigans as well, and that's about it. Respawn has been adjusted. You get 10% less silver free XP and free XP out of it, which makes sense because you can do relatively inordinate amounts of damage in Respawn, and it just kind of blasts the economy too much. So the idea here is giving you a little bit less for Respawn, in return doing Respawn more often. So for you it's a net zero game, with the benefit that you actually get to play Respawn more often. So that's a good thing. Daily login rewards update. A fresh set of daily login rewards. That sounds good because, daily login is always a good way to bring people to actually come back to the game. And something, again, that I've pointed out from the World of Warships Legends side that has been quite generous to me so far. Ship specifics. I don't know what that is. We can access comprehensive details about the specifications of ships across the tech tree. Now, this sounds very, very interesting. Are we going to see hidden stats, or like formally hidden stats? Are we going to see things like penetration at muzzle, or or armor thickness or similar stuff. I would love that, but I haven't looked yet, so I won't know. I'll check it out later, and you can check it out as well, and we'll let the game surprise us and see what they come up with. A couple of bug fixes. What is it? Congress's secondaries were a bit... I mean, Congress is not great. Who's playing Congress anyway? Space camo problems that are more like visual, portrait frames, visual stuff, and something bulletin news, picture, jump. Okay. This is the other bit that I was really, really excited about. It is the second phase of the AA rework. So before it was Soviet, Japanese, and British, and now we get more. So I was expecting the rest of it, which doesn't seem to be quite the case. So is there anything else? No. Let's take a quick look at what that is looking like. All right, so part 2. It looks like we are getting... I know the text is talking about range and everything. It seems to be, as usual, just a small caliber AA buff. So what is this? German cruisers. Mainz gets a nice buff here, but all in all, it's not huge. German battleships. How about the higher tiers? Because in lower tiers it doesn't really make a difference. So Bismarck gets a tick up. Odin a very minor one. Brandenburg, Tirpitz. Tirpitz could have been aligned with Bismarck. There's really no good reason, especially how much air trouble she had as well, not to do that. Freddy, GK, and Mecklenburg. They get, GK 40 small caliber AA. Really, it's not going to make a massive difference. And I'll talk about the impact of this in a minute. What do we get? Jinan gets an uptick here. Sejong gets a slight uptick as well. So, but it's not much. But these are relatively strong AA ships, so it's gonna stack. French cruisers, Galicianaire gets a buff. Galicianaire, I think, has a def AA, so that actually starts making sense. But again, it's mid tier. It doesn't really matter that much in mid tier. It's still like tier 8, 9, and 10 that we care about. So the super cruisers have gotten slightly better AA. And the battleships are getting a very slight uptick as well. Richelieu, nice, almost 50 points. I'll take it. Very unfair towards the towards the Gascogne. Really. Well, I mean, Richie has decent AA. What is it? Colombo gets an uptick, and Eindracht actually gets a nerf. Why? Okay, well, we'll take it. Anyway, so looking through the list, 2 things that are sort of coming out of that as a comment from me. First of all, the Americans are not there yet. Neither are like the Swedish destroyers, so or the Dutch cruisers, most of them. So maybe there has been maybe there's still some changes coming. I don't think this was the last of it. And given that so far we've only ever seen small caliber AA changes and generally buffs all around, what does that mean for the game? Well, it means that a carrier potentially is going to be made to pay for airstriking you. It's not that you can start defeating the airstrikes, because these are small caliber AA. This does not shoot down planes before they actually make it in. This shoots down planes on the return leg. Which is good because it's effectively, it will effectively be a reload debuff for carriers. Because if you're thinking about it, right, a carrier has a high alpha strike but a very long reload because he needs to actually fly all the way across to drop its ordnance on you, and then it needs to fly all the way back and repair and rearm the planes before he can do it again. So there's a fair amount of, it's a fairly long reload on a carrier. And this effectively makes it longer because every plane we're shooting down means that it needs to be pulled up from the hangar base again to replenish the squadron, which takes an additional couple of seconds, which means it's a reload debuff for carriers in general. That said, with some of the carriers that have extremely high HP on the planes, I don't think it's making a huge difference by itself because the individual ships are just not going to be able to shoot down any more planes. Where it is going to where I think it will start making a difference is if they start touching the long range AA, because that'll make actually AA defense play for support ships more viable, or just for people playing more defensively when carriers are in play and actually overlapping their AA. But that is a problem that I think the player base is going to be having, because I don't think people just understand how AA works. And people will keep complaining that if they sail out with their destroyer or with their all the way alone, and then the carrier comes and gets a couple lucky dive bomber hits, that half the hit points are gone. Yes, you just can't do these things when carriers are out there, right? You have to adjust your gameplay. That said, and I know I'm going to get torn to shreds about this because people have strong opinions about carriers. That said, I will be trying to make a couple of videos more about carrier-focused gameplay, with me being on the receiving end of carriers, and we'll see how bad it really gets. And I'll try out various things with both the support cruisers that I personally very much like, as well as things that are traditionally suffering from airplanes. So we'll see what comes out of it. I don't think this is the end of it yet. I think there will be more adjustments, and I'm keen to see how the Eagle is looking like. I'm not going to do a review myself, simply because, I don't carry a very good, and that's a tier 10 carrier, so not happening. But I'll certainly take a look at what the thing seems to be able to do, and I'm hoping to be able to see it on the opposing side, and I'm keen to try out what I can do against it. So there we have it, and that's the update. So, all right, I'll be off packing, and I'll wish you all a great weekend upcoming, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.